Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Keene, New Hampshire, and Yankee Lanes for the 2023 Yankee Lanes Singles. It is your special privilege to listen to Bruce Hall and Brian Gaskell, who both just got knocked out in the Eliminator round. So we are at our best and at our happiest.
My mic was off.
Oh, your mic was off. How you doing, buddy?
All right.
And so thank you for picking up the last round, Gas.
Threw me into the fire. I had no scores. I had no cut scores. I had nothing. But we got through.
But the dulcet tones
of
Brian Gaskell carry us through. Turns out the cut was 228 last round. Stevie Wheel misses by 1 at 227. I caught 3 and 4. Could not strike a single time on lane 4. Struck every time on lane 3, including 3 in the 10 for 210. Goodbye. And, of course, it's a Paul Forey event, so the top 8 bowlers here.
And can I tell you something now that you said that? We made a mistake yesterday. Yesterday was
a Paul Forey.
The doubles.
So we'll get the top 8
the top
yesterday.
4 teams from yesterday.
The top 4 teams are in the Paul Forey. Now, this is the 7th out of 8 events. And the last one, of course, will be next month at the 1,000th. So here we go. So remaining in our Eliminator is Soul, coming off a 300 game. Very nice bowling, Chris Soul. And he's not working the dry. We'll talk about the pattern in a minute, Gas. But Soul comes off 300. Matthew Brockett, 279. Bill Webb, 278. Chris Monroy, 250. Dave Samar, 238. Jay Johnson, 237. Joe Sciana, 236. Bill Beck, 228. First out, Stephen Dale, 227. Second out, yours truly with 210. And everybody else under that. So, you know, we'll move on to the top 8 here. And obviously, this is an Eliminator. Top 4 scores will advance. We did move the Mevo. We're not using lanes 9 through 12 right now for the Eliminator. We will move the Mevo back there when we get a chance. Interesting pattern today, Gas, I would say, to say the least. It felt a little, I'd have to say, a little bit clown car-ish, a little bit experimental. I mean, 0 oil from gutter to 5. And then inside of that was a flood. So you had 48 feet, 36.2 mils, 5.56 to 1. But really the story was all about what was going on up the track and what's going on outside of 5 because the ball just sparked out there. So what was your impression of the pattern and how you played it?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you didn't tell me what the pattern was, I would have thought it was like 37 feet. I was playing 5.
Right, because it's going to spark right off that edge.
If you told
That's right.
So, as we said, there was 36.2 mils.
Yeah, a flood.
None of them mils was outside of 4. I promise
That's
you.
Exactly
none
right.
of them.
Well, and so what happens is it's cliffed right away. So if you pulled it up to 7, it's a washout, right? Or a 2-pin if you're right-handed.
Could be.
If you, I mean, you know, but there's guys who, but Soul, for example, on my side, same problem, but he moved left and piped it up 7, 8, 9, right up the oil.
Yeah.
And shot 100 over this afternoon. Just shot 300.
So I was playing so direct. I was playing so up it that I didn't necessarily. I mean, there was a couple of lanes where the ball would do that, but there was plenty of lanes where if I got it in a little, it would 2-pin, week 10.
Exactly.
But
that's what I'm saying.
I mean, I'm like pointing it up 5.
Well, you were lucky then because a lot of people are going away from it, trying to go away to it.
Yeah.
And if they chicken winged it and pulled it, ironically
enough, if you were trying to go like
it was
12,
a washout.
if you were trying to go 12 to 4 and you got 1 to 6,
washout. Yeah,
maybe not even. Right. It might just leave the rail because it never hooked.
Yeah, and I stared at 2. I looked at the 2 board just past the arrow. Yeah. Just past first arrow, and that's what I threw it at. So I threw it at and let it bounce, and then it would bounce, burn off some energy, turn up, and I ended up, +5. I shot 240 my first round. I didn't really miss the pocket. I just couldn't double.
I thought
that was my way of playing it, and different ways of skinning the cat, right?
And again, let's real quick. We'll go over the matches, not matches, but the Eliminator. We're doing the best we can here because unfortunately the way the bracket worked out, none of the pairs. They're saving the pairs for the final 4 and the final match are the ones right in front of us.
Yeah.
So all the bowling is to the right and the left of us. We moved the camera as best we could. Last round we were showing you 9, 10, 11, and 12. There was nobody bowling on 9, 10, 11, 12 this round.
Right.
So we moved the camera. We're doing the best we can, but you have a better view than we do because we're
true.
sitting behind 11 and 12 and we're looking at nothing.
Well, we do have the binoculars, Hoss. But we do have Webb and Monroy.
But again, while we're early in the matches and we're not actually calling head-to-head, so we have to wait until we see what kind of score and pace we're dealing with here before we have an idea of what's going on. So we can just kind of chit-chat about the day, in practice, I thought I was going to shoot 1 million.
Is that right? You like
I was throwing
right up the
I
edge.
was throwing a TNT, just firing it at the gutter with a 2-inch pin, and it was just hooking and stopping.
Yeah.
Hook and stop. And it looked like it was going to go high every time, and it would just bail right at the end and just.
Yeah. Perfect.
Except for 4 frames later, they were an arrow tighter, and I had to put the ball away. Like, I struck for 15 minutes in practice. I thought I was going to shoot a million.
That's funny.
And then I started the game open, open, open. I went wash out, 210, 210, rail.
That's funny.
And the ball was in the bag after 4 frames. And then I went to a phase 2 and bailed the game up for 190, then shot 220, and then 270 the last game. I had a really good look, except for on 17, 18, and unfortunately that's where I got in the finals. So
well, and when you're outside of 5, topography makes
lane
a big
17
difference.
Hooked at my toes.
And some pairs
lane 17
here are,
oh
are
my
higher
God.
and lower, but at least you knew you were going to have bounce off the gutter on every pair, at least some.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like anything was going to be.
It was all about where you got it there. Yeah.
So it was all about where you got there. So
right.
Let's see how these guys. Here's Matthew Brockett. We can see him. He's deep, so he's inside, and I think Jay Johnson also is inside. I was watching. Here's Dave Samard, he of the recent Eagle. You can actually see him off to your left on lane 5, and he's in. Right. So these 3 guys are all in. I know Skiana is in.
Yeah.
Let's see where Monroy is right now. Now Monroy's out. He's still using a little bit of the dry. He gets it up the lane and carries. Let's see where Webb is. So I think for the most part, actually, there's no more lefties. Oh, there was Sol, obviously. Let's see where Sol is. I think, and I don't know, he wasn't using the dry. So
and
all
again,
of
these
the
were
guys
not re-oiled. These were rolled on.
This is This is the burn.
Yep.
And this is the burn. So I think what we're finding, Gas, is that everybody's still in is off that dry. They're not using those 5 dry boards. They're using the track or inside of it, and they're using the length of the oil as hold. So I think it's breaking down nicely on that sense. So we'll see how 9 and 10, 11 and 12 play.
I said last round I wasn't sure if they were going to get easier or harder when people had to move left because there's just so much oil in there.
Yeah.
And almost nobody playing in there all day earlier that you don't know what's going to happen when guys start to move.
Yeah.
Like I said, I found I never had to get left to like 5, 6 all day, but at this point there's been a lot of games bowled on them now, so maybe guys are going to start to migrate left, and we'll see what happens. But
I was just trying to see who was first out here. It was
John Becker.
John Becker, who was 3 under, and the at-large cut was 1 under. That makes John an SPI ball winner. So congratulations for John. I have to see who won the racket. Raffle.
The racket?
Racket, bracket, hacket. The raffle. I believe that was Tina LaCroix, but I have to look as I thought I saw her have a certificate there. So we'll see what's going on there.
Sol with a 3, 6, 7, 9.
He got one in, and that one didn't read. I can tell you right now.
You didn't have to see it to know.
I didn't have to see it.
Right.
I know what happens.
Because it wouldn't have done that if you got it left.
No. If he got it left, it would have read. But as I said, but he's not using that drive.
He got one left in the 300 game, and it went Brooklyn. That was the only one.
See,
every other ball was packed.
That's the thing.
One, he fed early, and he put his hands up like, oh, no, and the ball just went sideways.
See, that was my strategy. Because I don't have enough ball to cut it through that oil up 7, 8, 9, right? So I'm letting it out, and let it bank off the corner. And it worked out. I bowled bad the first round, so did Andrew. But we re-entered, and he was trying to use a lot of surface, trying to work the arcing around it. Didn't quite make it. I lucked out shooting 5 over. I was 50 over for 2, and I shot 170, 170. Ended up 5 over, made the cut by 6.
Yeah,
so, but then I got better at it in the finals.
As I told you yesterday, I had planned all along on bowling the second squad today because I was going to drive up this morning.
Yep.
But then my plans changed to help you out with the stream, and I came last night and stayed over and.
Yeah, and I appreciate it. That was an amazing stream yesterday.
I came in the morning. Doubles. I came in the morning because I had to check out by 11 or whatever, and so I came over and just watched the last couple of games, and seeing what people were doing actually helped me get lined up, to do what I ended up doing. And I think if I had bowled the first squad without having some knowledge of what was going on, I may not have made it myself. So I think for once I lucked into it because I would have bowled the morning if I known I was going to be overnight because. Why wouldn't I, right? If I'm already in town.
Right.
But, yeah, I watched some guys the last couple of games, and I had an idea in my head on what to do, and it worked. I had to change midstream, again, because they just got so tight all of a sudden. But
so Chris Monroy over on 15 and 16 was working on a triple and somehow left a 7-pin. I didn't see if it was a blower or some other kind of a weird hit, but unfortunately, he's now going to be scrambling to try to keep up here. And Webb has not doubled, but he hasn't opened either. So Webb is even. Monroy is plus 19. Matt Brockett just struck to get him plus, no, back to even. And Jay Johnson on his pair is plus a little bit. Dave Samard is even. Crossing with him is Soul. And Soul, I don't think, had that open. So Soul has an open but no double, so Soul is under. So not, and there's another strike by Matt Brockett to put him plus. So what do we have? We only have 2 guys plus so far. Gas. Well, actually 3. We have 3 guys plus, 3 out of 4. And let's see if we can see down on 3 and 4 with the magic binoculars. You know, they're right here. Where'd they go? They're being obscured by the iPad here, buddy. There you go. And on that end pair is Beck, Bill Beck, and who else? Who didn't we call? Dave Smart? No. With Joe Scianna. So it's Joe Scianna and Bill Beck on lanes 3 and 4. And how are they doing? Beck is -8, and Scianna just doubled to go +9. So everybody nibbling right around the 2-0 mark right now. The score right now would be in the 2-0s. We're about halfway through the game. So not super high scores, but certainly they're coming along. So welcome, everybody. It's a beautiful Sunday. The weather has been glorious out there all day. Not that we'd know. We're being a bowling alley all day. But we haven't seen
better than
rain.
yesterday.
It's been nice. It hasn't been raining.
Yesterday wasn't so nice.
No, it was nasty. And we having internet problems, and everybody's trying to run to their car, get their stuff out of here. It was a quite the deluge yesterday, but a beautiful New England day today.
That happened in December 2 weeks ago too, when we were done Old Mountain.
Oh,
we
yeah?
got done bowling. It was pouring.
Flooded. Hey, Don O'Malley, how you doing, buddy?
Tony.
Rolo.
My man.
What's up, Hoss? And Jay Johnson now double, spare, triple. And Webb again yet to double through the 7th frame. So these matches ought to go quite a bit more quickly than yesterday, Gas. What do you think?
Oh, yeah.
So we're already in the round of 8. They're going to be, after this, we'll have the semifinal and then the final. And we're out of here. And what do we got? Here's Scianna down. Scianna did manage to double now, putting him plus. And give him a 3rd one. Was that a mixer 10 down there for Scianna? And no, he's going to stay at the double. So 2-0 for Scianna. So only Jay Johnson really lighting it up so far.
Soul just missed a 7-pin.
Soul flags a 7 for his 2nd open with no doubles. So Soul pacing to 180 right now. Excuse me, that's his 1st open. Oh, no, my bad. His 2nd open, pacing to 170s right now, Soul. And here's Matthew.
He's got a good look. He's got a really good look.
There's 4 in a row there. Him and Jay Johnson, I think, have the 2 best looks in the building maybe right now. Looking at Monroy and Webb. Scianna got wrapped. Soul doesn't have a great look right now.
Soul with another
Soul
379.
Once again, can't get one to turn the corner. 379. Soul in deep trouble, pacing to 160s now. Here's Monroy, gets it to hold and trip the 4. And Monroy now pacing to 2-teen. Matt Broderick going for 5 in a row, right in front of our cameras. Oh. And there's a balk, looks like a hand issue. Gas, you've heard about the 1,000th. Let's talk about it a little bit. So next tournament, this is tournament number 999. Next one will be 1,000. We have an extra squad on Saturday at 2 p.m. with $500 added spot prizes for the 5 bowlers who just missed the cut. Then we have a 6 p.m. squad on that Saturday. Then we have, obviously, full squads on Sunday.
Can we use this pattern again?
No.
No? Oh, well. It's worth
Actually,
a shot.
we have not selected the pattern yet. The pattern committee is still looking at it. We're looking at a 6-to-1 challenge pattern. So we want something playable, for certainly. But I don't think we'll have anything. This thing, you had to really figure out how to play it. I mean, I played it this morning.
I just like,
under,
I mean, I obviously like the score and pace, and that I felt like I had,
Well, you like hook off the corner.
I don't get the feeling. I don't get the feeling that I have a chance to win very often anymore. And today I had a feeling today that I had a chance.
It was funny, and I was thinking the same thing when I shot 240 up here. And
today
I
hurt.
I can bank the corner, right? Because you and I, we can bank the corner.
I beat myself up.
We don't
tell you I can't bowl anymore, and I stink, and I'm ready to quit, and blah blah blah. I've said it many times.
Yeah, we don't have huge revs. I know you do that all.
Today was a day.
Once every other month.
Today was a day.
Yeah.
That when I saw what my ball was doing, I said I can win this tournament.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I threw the one.
Yeah.
I threw the one lane in the whole place, so my ball wasn't behaving.
Right.
And I said it in line when we were drawing.
And by the way, it's Eliminator, so you got to
right.
score.
And we're drawing chips, and I'm in the room, and I said to Steve Dale, I said, I know I'm going to draw 17, 18. I know I'm going to draw. I said it 3 times in line, and then I flipped the chip over, and it said 18. I was like, oh my god.
Well,
but what are you going to do?
Sorry, buddy.
Aye.
It's the rub of the green. It's the roll of the coin, as they say. Let's check in. These guys, Webb and Monroy, are almost finished.
Yeah, well, they don't have to do any lane courtesy because there's nobody next to them.
So they're way up on 15 and 16.
Yeah, we got 6 people way to our left, and we have one pair way to our right.
Up here, and they're going to be done in about 2
minutes.
minutes.
Yeah, they don't have to wait for anybody.
Yeah, so that was a big double by Monroy.
He can get in the 240s if he strikes out.
Yeah, that would certainly ice him. I think he'd be in good shape with that. You can't see this. I think we'll be in the 220s again. What do you think?
What are those scores down 3 and 4? I can't tell.
Well, there's a beak by Bill Beck. Beck has double open double, so he's 2-0s. And Skiana has a double and all clean. So doubles Skiana's 2-0. They're both 2-0s. Down on 3 and 4.
Yeah, so
with 3 to go, with 3 frames to go.
Say less than 220. Looks like.
I think so.
Get 3 guys whacking
Soul is out of it. Even
3 guys hitting them pretty good.
Dave Samard is only at. He's even. He just doubled to get back to even because he had an open and no doubles before that. So Samard is even. Soul is under, and you got 2-0-2-0, the bottom 4 guys.
Yeah.
All the way down there. So really, if you just take these 4 guys on the upper
right,
side,
Webb
here,
can punch for 217.
Yeah, Webb's pacing at 197.
Webb can double in the 10th for 217. He's got a legitimate shot.
Good chance for that. But again, as we were pointing out yesterday, the guys down here can't double. There's time left in the game, so they can make it happen. Monroy went ahead and shot us. And I've seen a lot of deadwood in the gutters here.
Yeah, that took some bravery to shoot that like that.
He went ahead and shot that 10 pin. If he touches that pin, it's dead ball and 0. And here's Jay Johnson shooting a 3-6-10. No bargain on this pattern. Let me tell you, this spare makes it look easy. Good shot. I missed a 3 pin. I missed a 10 pin. I missed. I missed a 3-8.
Well, I'll tell you what I did on
spares. I was looking around. Everybody's flagging single pins. Everybody's missing.
I'll tell you what I did on lane 17 and missed the first cut. I left the 2-8, and I just said, "I'll move your eyes right and just throw it at the gutter and it'll hook," and I hooked by it.
So 227. No, don't you like that?
And then I left the bucket on the lane the next shot, and I was afraid to hook at it, and I threw it. I did the Norm Duke. I said, throw it at the middle of that 2 pin as hard as you can.
Yeah.
And I chopped the 2 right after 5.
No, oh,
and I missed the cut by 10.
Thank you.
So I make either one of those spares, I'm in.
So Jay Johnson, 220s. Matt Broderick, 2 teens. Big shot here by Webb. He's off camera up on lane 16.
He double for 217 could be good.
Right now he's at 190.
Scramble the rack and the 8 pin doesn't go.
Crumbles the bucket. Best for Webb now, 197.
That
could be trouble.
Might not be good enough.
That could be trouble.
One of these guys down the left is going to get the 2-0.
Well, one is already there, actually. Skiana's already pacing to that. And Bill Beck is pacing to the 190s right now. And he just left a 10 pin, which he converted. Here's Brockett on 8. And that jumped through the beak for a 4-6-7. Very untimely. Bad reaction there for Matt Brockett. And here's Dave Simard working on a triple. He's +7. Gets it out, gets it back through the beak. No fun. 3-6-10. Webb finishes 197. $132 entries, just short of a sellout. I just had a couple of people that either didn't show up or whatever, but basically had all full squads today, gas. 118 over this morning. That was high qualifier. Ryan Sciardio. Matt Brockett, 917. So that was the high. Only 4-game qualifier here, of course. Soul shot 903 at 1 o'clock. The cut at 9 a.m. was 840. The cut at 1 o'clock was 823. Chris Fiali. The at-large was -1. Jameson Matthew. Alternate John Becker, -3.
Oh, Smart missed that spare.
Oh, did he really? Wow.
He's a max out of 202 now.
Samard 172 in the 9th. Trouble there. These guys are getting ready to finish. These guys are taking their time down there. Thanks everybody for tuning in. This is an Island Bowling Supply giveaway day. So if you can like and share the feed in the final match, which will be 2 matches from now, you'll be automatically entered into a drawing for one of 2 Island Bowling Supply bowling balls. It will be the ball of their choice, but you give us the weight that you like. It will be their option of what ball to send to you. And it will come in the mail, and we'll get your information and get that out to you. So all you have to do is like and share the feed, and we'll use some magical algorithm that Kyle Rasmussen knows about. And he'll pick 2 winners, and then we will get the get your information and send those balls to you. And again, that's in the title match, gas. Now here's Soul. He managed to put a double together here.
He needs them all for 206, I think.
That sounds right. Yep. And cut it out, get it up, slaps the
Which could
7.
be enough.
That might be enough.
Could,
Imagine
206
that if
could be enough, believe it or
Soul
not.
comes back from that game, pacing to 160s, and now he's at 180s. 2 more, 206 in the 10th. I give myself credit for that. I was pacing to 150. I threw a triple, get to 170, make the cut by 6.
Nice.
So all I had to do was move. I was yelling at myself for making bad shots, and I wasn't lined up right in the pair. So such a wiener sometimes. There's Matt Brockett. Good shots. Got that one to lay off on the oil. And a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of very enthusiastic crowd behind us watching. And that was a strike after the open for Matt. I think people are looking at 2-0 to really be the number here. Gas.
Skiana.
That looked like a 10 pin, or did that carry? Yeah, that was a 10 pin. Skiana 165 in the 8th with the 9 spare to make now. So he's max 215. And Jay Johnson rolling up that duo. Trips the 4, pacing to 230s. You can punch Jay Johnson's ticket right now.
Yep. All right, Soul can keep himself alive.
Can Soul get this one to get to the 190s?
Oh,
and
no.
a smash 8-pin. You dog. Great shot by Soul. Comes up high, turns through the pocket too hard, leaves an 8-pin. Soul be in the 180s. I think that's going to do it for Chris Soul today. Good day for Soul. Good couple of days for Soul. Up here in Keene.
Uh-oh.
Jay Johnson almost fouled, got it through the front there. I don't know if he slipped or he stuck or What happened there? Here's Skiana shooting that 10 pin that he left. Makes it. Important spare. And Skiana will now sit. And Bill Beck will now finish out. Bill with 139 in the 7th. So 199 pace. Beck is going to need a double in here somewhere to get to the 2-0s. I think 2-0 is going to do it here, Gas. We already have 227 in from Monroy, 197 in from Webb. We're waiting for these other 3 scores. And then we will move on to our semifinal here on 9, 10, 11, and 12. And Soul with a flat 7. Mark Soul for 184. Coming off 300. Jay Johnson is going to be in the 230s. He's spared there. It'll be back-to-back 230s for Jay. 234 for Jay Johnson.
I mean, Webb could still backdoor this thing if one of these guys opens.
He could. Yep.
Trip 2.
And Bill Beck with a trip 2. And that's for a double. That was pretty huge, I would say. On the left lane, putting him at 209 right now. With 9 spare to be 208. And here's Dave Simard with that
He's
beautiful
in trouble.
release,
That's out the window. That's him
Dave
in the
Simard's
180s,
gonna
190s. He's
180,
out.
yeah, he's done. Sorry, Dave. Congratulations on your eagle. 813 for Dave Simard at Nationals. He wins. Congratulations. Second in all events. Just amazing. Amazing performance. That was no easy pattern out there, Gas, either. The doubles and singles pattern.
Doubles and singles.
What a mess. They actually released it. Did you see it? It was 38 feet, I think.
Yeah, you know, people posted online it was 38 feet like the second week of the tournament. Like, I don't know why they feel like hiding it. Like, people can figure it out.
So this has been the age-old discussion of releasing the pattern. Let's not get into that here.
No.
Now, Brockett goes.
Matthew Broderick?
Matthew Broderick and his wife.
Ferris Bueller. I had that shirt on
Ferris Bueller.
yesterday.
I know. Save Ferris. That's what I was thinking of, Oz. Save Ferris. Matthew Broderick. And Sex and the City is back on it. His wife stars on that one. So, all right, here's Bill Beck. Looks hot. Nope. Bill Beck packs the second one. That's going to put Bill Beck in the 2 teens. 219 for Bill Beck. And that's going to punch his ticket. So now we have a 219, a 227, and a 234 in the barn.
What's Skiana got?
Skiana can shoot 215 with a double in the 10th. So 84, 81 for
So what's he, 165 in the 8th with a spare up?
That's right. That's correct.
So, yeah, if either he opens or Brockett opens, Webb can still backdoor this thing, right?
That's right.
Am I wrong?
Brockett needs to make this, right. If Brockett makes this, Webb is out.
Or what if Skiana opens?
2-0 is 2-0 is it.
Oh!
And he barely makes it. Wow. Well, we have Bill Beck at 219. We haven't written it down yet, so
okay.
Let's give him 219.
All right.
Right. So
you did my move from
1,
yesterday.
2, 3, I know.
I left one out.
Yeah, I know. Write it down, Haas. You circled it, but
I
you
did.
wouldn't write, you wouldn't write the number.
I circled it in as it was in, but I didn't
know.
write a number in the circle. I got
dude, you got to point at your circle.
Well,
your circle matters.
I knew what it meant. I thought, but apparently I didn't.
No, you didn't. You didn't write your own code, your own index. Silly boy. Okay, so that's 219 for Beck, 234 for Jay Johnson, 227 Chris Monroy. They are in. Soul is out. Simard is out with 180s. All we're waiting on now is Skiana and Matt Brockett. And Brockett.
So count matters here because
that's going to go 204.
Right, and Skiana's at 205 pace, right?
That's right. So it's going to be up to Skiana.
This strike matters.
It's going to be up to Skiana to pass Matt Brockett and knock Matt out.
This count matters.
So there's 10. So that's 205. That's why everybody's excited. 205. There goes Webb. So we're already at 205. And the question is, can Skiana beat that?
204. Brockett's 204.
Excuse me, sorry. I may actually write the actual
See
score.
that?
See?
No, we don't claim to be professionals.
This is not as easy as it looks, writing down the right score. I mean, it's a lost art. Okay, Skiana, 65 in the 9th, and here he goes. Strike, spare, wins by 1. 9 spare strike is a tie. We'll have a roll-off.
Uh-oh.
He goes
That's
light.
at
That's
least
8. That's a loser. Matt Brockett makes it through with 204. Skiana got it right in the oil. You didn't get it right far enough to catch the dry, and it went through. I can see at least a 2-4, but it doesn't matter, even if it's a split, because he is done.
If Brockett had missed that 10-pin, Webb would have been in, right? Was Webb in?
If Brockett had missed that 10-pin, correct, Webb would have made it.
Wow.
And he just barely made it. And there you go. So not enough for Skiana. So it will be Brockett, Monroy, Jay Johnson, and Bill Beck on 9, 10, 11, and 12. They will draw for lanes, and we'll be right back for the semifinal. Thanks, everybody.